Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, so now this is the week 4 live coding session. So now we will start discuss the problems which are based on the content of week 4. So week 4 is basically on control statement, and control statements means we will see the conditional statements as well as the loops. Okay, so conditional statement we will discuss the if else things based questions, and also we will discuss the loop based questions. So loop we have basically two type of loop: for loop and while loop. Inside the while loop we also have the simple while and do while loop. So we can use these alternate also. Okay, inside the loop questions we can use alternate. Sometimes we can use for loop as well as we can use like while loop. So we will discuss the problem based on these control statement concepts today. Okay, so I have already released the questions on that our online GDB classroom. So you can open that page. Okay, so you will see the week 4 total 6 problems are there. Okay, and you can also write the code with me in the session itself. Okay, so but solve each problem by your own. Okay, do not copy. I think copy paste is not allowed, but on this portal, but at least submit all these problems by your own. Okay, so definitely this practice will help you to clear the OPP exam with good marks. Okay, so before starting the session, if you have anything from your side, you want to ask anything. Okay, so let's start then. Let me share my screen. Okay, so now those who are qualifiers, so the content for the quiz 1 exam or your qualifier exam is still week 4 only. If you have planned to continue this course in the same current term after the qualifying exam, so you can continue your assignments. Okay, so you can also submit your week 5 assignments for this course. If you don't want to continue this course after qualifying and you want to start from the next term, so then you can skip. Okay, so till week 4 is the syllabus for qualifier exam, but for foundation terms, definitely you have to complete all the remaining assignments. So
So for quiz 1, also the syllabus is till week 4.
quiz 1 syllabus is still week 4 only.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So okay, let's start then. I hope you all have this access, this classroom access. Anyone which you don't have? Okay, otherwise we have already that shared this invite link in our calendar event also. Okay, so again I'm sharing in the chat if anyone didn't have. So this is the invite. Sorry, I think some message is copied. It's different. This is the invite link. Okay, so you can join this classroom and you can see all these problems and you can practice on this platform. So let's see. So week 4 problem 1 to problem 6 we have. Now I have already opened all these questions, so you can also open. So let's start with week 4 problem 1. Okay, so now in these type of questions, control loop questions, so control statement based questions, you will see the like question statement will also show you the different types of possibility in the questions. Okay, so like for the answer you have to calculate the different type of possibility. If this is the things, then you have to solve in this way, like this. Okay, so based on this type of conditional situation, we have to use this conditional statement in the solution code also. So conditional situation we have like so here in this example you can clearly see this is very real life scenario for the electricity bill calculator. So you know that most of the regions, so this type of unit rate distributions are there with different range of the units. So 0 to 100 like 5 rupees, 101 to 200 is 6 rupees per unit, 201 to 300 is 7 rupees per unit. Take this step. Okay, this may be different from your region, but this is a very real life scenario question. And here we want to calculate the total bill. Okay, so total bill for given units for like okay, for suppose 1 month. Okay, so this is the information already given in the question statement. So what range, what rate should be applied? Now see the question statement. Write a C program that reads the number of unit consumed and print the total electricity bill. Okay, input format, an integer unit denoting the number of electricity unit consumed. So this is the integer value. Okay, and print the output, print the total bill in the format. So format, you can see this is also very simple integer value. Output is also an integer value. Some constraint is sometimes given in the question. So that says that for we will give only input in this range. Okay. So we will not give the our input out of this range. So some type of these constraints are given. So these are also important. Always see this part of the constraint. So so write your solution code which fulfill all the statement or information given in the question. Okay, so this is the question. So 50 unit is comes under the first range. So 5, so 5 into 50 is 100. But suppose you should understand that how this calculation is happening. So suppose like if your unit is 150, okay, 150 unit is there. So how the calculation will happen for the this bill calculator? So initially 100 units. So 100 unit, the rate will be applied for 5. Then plus the remaining 50 unit which are coming after this 100 range. So that will be applied between 50 into 6. Okay. So in this way we need a distribution. So like you can calculate. So 500 plus 300. So then 800 is the total amount should come from this. Okay, so this is the calculation we have to do. Similarly, if you have the range for like two or more than 200, like 220. So first you have to calculate like 100 into 5 plus next 100 into that 6, then remaining 20 is 7. Okay, so you have to calculate like this. So how you can solve this, how you can write the code for this, but now you know that how the calculation happening. Okay, so just change this calculation in the code logic. Okay, so this is the task we have to done for this program. So let's start. So write the from the first has include that. Okay, so now we have written the structure of the code. So let's what we need to read actually. So we need to read the input units. Okay, so like int units. So I'm just giving the name. Okay, units, and another is total bill. Okay, total bill. So two variables I have created here. So first I'll store the units information in this, and second I'll calculate the total bill for this. So let's read the input. So scanf and then %LD, and we will store this inside the address of our unit variable. So unit variable. So now this is the part for input read. Okay, so our input part is done. Now just calculate the bill. So what logic you can apply here, or how you can write this statement? Units value may be anything. So you have to fulfill all the situation here to calculate the bill. Okay. So this is the way. So now units we have inside the variable units. So now you can apply the conditional statement here. So how we can write the conditional statement here?
So like if units is between 0 to 100, so we have to multiply it by 5 and so on.
Okay, so yeah, that condition you can think, yeah, for each range you have to apply this condition. So let's write this condition then. If okay, so units, how you will write this condition? So if unit first initially total bill assigned with zero value. Okay, so if we are not assigning any things for the total bill, by default some random value comes in this variable if we just add something in this. Okay, so assign with zero only. So if unit is like greater than zero, okay, greater than zero, end condition, so we will write the end condition here. So end condition, now unit is less than equal to, okay, 100. So if this is the range, then we will calculate our bill simply like total bill equal to units multiply by 5. So this is the simple calculation for this range. Okay, now write the second condition. So else if, so if we have multiple condition, okay, so if we have multiple condition, then you can write if else if else if else if, this type of a statement. Okay, so any one of the condition will be satisfied and your calculation will be happen only that part. So now write the same thing. So inside the else if, just write the if unit is greater than 100. Okay, so this is coming in different second range, and units is less than or equal to 200. So this is the second situation. So how we will calculate this? The total bill is equal to. So first thing is, so this range is coming when we have the 100, more than 100 things. Okay. So first calculation will be happens simply 100 multiply 5 plus now units minus 100, and this is statement will multiply with 6. Okay, 6. Is it clear? So first 100 unit is multiplied with 5 and the remaining units. So units minus 100 is multiplied with 6. Okay.
So in the else if statement, shouldn't we use 101 instead of 100? Like unit is greater than equal to 101 as it is given in the question as well.
No, 100 is coming in the first range. So this second condition is fulfilling if our unit is more than 100. Okay, not 100.
Okay.
Okay. So if you will take 101, then you have to take equal sign here.
Yes, so
Because
units greater than equal to 101.
that you can write. So here both are the same things. No? So if you are writing greater than 100 means only 101 will come in the first value in the range. If you write the equal sign and on the right side you write the 101, then that is the same thing. So that range will start from the equal value. Okay, so now else if,
And sir, in the first if statement, unit should be greater or equal to 0, no? Because in constraint 0 is also included.
so by default the total bill is 0 actually. Okay, so if any condition is not satisfied, okay, then bill will come as a 0 here.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so because of that we are fulfilling this. You can put this also, so that is also fine. So
And so in the variable name, you have written unit instead of units. The variable you declared as
yes,
units.
yes, units, and here also okay, units now okay. Okay, so now units, if it is greater than 200, okay, and if units is less than or equal to 300. So this range, just expand the previous expression. So total bill equal to, okay, so 100 multiply with 5 plus 100 multiply with 6 plus then units minus 200 and multiply with, okay, 7. So now this expression is done. And last condition, so that we will write in else case. Okay, so any condition which are not satisfying this, so else part will be done. So the remaining part will be covered in else parts. Okay, so f of 300. So for this, so we will calculate in the same way. So total bill equal to multiply 5 plus 100 multiply 6 plus 100 multiply uh, 7 and then plus units minus 300 that we cover with unit rate 8. Okay, so now all the range according to the questions are covered. If any units come as a input, so we will check, this code will check the condition which range the our units is coming, so that calculation will happen only. Okay, so suppose if our in unit is 150, so only this condition will be satisfied. Okay, so this part will be satisfied, so only this block will execute, other remaining part will not execute by the code. Okay, so this is the meaning of this if else things. So now let's run this and see if any syntax error or anything is there. No, okay, no syntax error. So let's put 150 as the input and see our output is coming correct. Oh, we have not printed anything in the code. Okay, so that output part is still missing. So printf printf and only we need to print the amount, nothing any statement or string part. So let's percentile d and simply pass the total bill for this. Okay, so now let's run again 50 and now 800. We are getting correct according to our range. Okay, so like suppose 99, so that will be calculated by 495. So now our code is looking fine. So let's check with test button. Yeah, so it is passing all the test case. You can see 50 for not 250, for 100 it is coming 500. Now there are hidden test case, so that are also passed. So you can see this is the solution code for this type of conditional statements. So OPP exam, definitely this type of question you will see in the first part. So at least you should good in this conditional statements and basic loops. Okay, that will help you. I think you can clear the exam first part. Okay, if you know very well this, how to read the input, how to write the conditional statements, and how to print the output. So this is the part. Any query, anyone in this part? This logic, you can write this logic in different way according to you, but that should be handle all the situation for the question. Okay, style may be different. Okay, any query in this? Any doubt you can ask? Dhanpaj is asking how many questions. So this is the first question only we have started. So okay. Okay, then no queries. Shall we move to next?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me submit this. Then move to next. Okay, so now this is very similar question. You can try this by your own. I am also solving, but you can just try by your own. Okay, so this is the only the situation is different. Now the question idea and concept is very similar to the last. Okay, so here the scenario is calculate income tax based on the annual income. This is also very real life scenario. Okay, so once so those who are working professionals, those they know these things. Okay, So in regarding the income tax, so if your annual income is like 2,50,000, so there is 0%. Okay, suppose this is the range for the income tax given. So 2 lakh to 50,000, 50,000 1 to 5 lakh. So that this is 5%. Okay, that 5% tax is there. So same first, yeah. So first this amount 2.5 lakh is actually tax free. After that, this range 5% tax will be applied, and next 5 lakh to 10 lakh 20% tax will allow, and now above 10 lakh 30% tax will be applied. Okay, so this is also range wise. So the same things if your like suppose incomes is 8 lakh. Okay, so how the calculation will happen? So 8 lakh. Okay. Suppose this is the income. So initially 2.5 is tax free. Okay, so now the 2.5 to 5 lakh. So this 5% will be taken. So 2.5. So that 5%. Okay. So 5% tax will be applied on this amount. Remaining how many amount is there above 5 lakh? So that is 3 lakh. So 3 lakh, then 20% amount of on this. Okay. So like 10% is 3, so 20% is 6,000. Okay, so 6,000 is on this amount and 5% on this. So this is regarding I think 1.25 something. So just add that, and that is the amount which you paid for the tax.
So it should not be like 20% tax is applied overall on the 8 lakh rupees.
No, 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 no. This is range wise happened actually.
Okay.
Okay, so initially 2.5, no tax actually. After that, next 2.5 lakh, 5% will be applied. And next 3 lakh, which is coming above the 5 lakh, this in this range, only 20% will be applied. And add all these. Okay, in this way, tax is calculated generally. So now this is a very similar question as the previous. So same type of condition you have to retain, but only the value is changed, range is changed. Otherwise, you have to calculate, and this percent things you have to apply it in your logic. 1 second. Very sorry. Just give me a minute. Hello. Yeah, okay. So now let's start this question. So now you can see the format also. So input format and integer. So okay. So we are just taking the amount as integer form and also printing the text in okay. So here this time the floating value we are printing in the output. Okay, so up to 2 decimal point. So this float variable you have to take to calculate the total value, because we are calculating the actually percentage things. So that division operation is will be happen like this with the decimal things. So we may get the some float answer also. Because of that, we are storing our result into the float variable and will print with 2 decimal point. So let's write the solution. You can also solve this by your own. So has include stdioh. Okay. So let's read the income. Okay, so I'm just declaring the int variable. So that is income, and second variable float and tax. Okay, so I'm just declaring this. Let's read the input. So scanf. So what type of data we are reading? So we are reading only integer type of value as a income, and that should be stored in the address of income variable. So that income variable we will store. So this statement will read the data. Okay, as input. Now process this. So just write the same type of structure, conditional statement, and we'll check the range and we'll calculate the things. So let's if our income, okay, so income is greater than equal to 0, okay, and condition. So here you have to use and condition, okay. So and I hope you understand the and or thing. So and is used when you need to check both the conditions should be true, okay. If both the condition you want to make the true, then you will perform the things. So you have to apply and here. If or you cannot apply it here, because or in the or case, if any first condition is correct, then your output, your overall condition will become true. So just make sure that and or you should know very well. So let's write the second condition. So income, if it is less than 2,50,000. Okay. So now this becomes our first condition. Okay. So now calculate the tax. So tax should be
So it
0.
should be less than equal to, as it says, up to 2,50,000.
Equal to, okay, yes. So tax is 0. So here this is the first condition, and second condition, else if income is greater than to 2,50,000, okay, and if income is less than or equal to this 5 lakh range. So 5 lakh, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now calculate the tax. So tax is equal to how much? 5% on this amount. So that we can simply calculate 0.5 multiply by how much? So that income minus 2,50,000. Okay, this value. So this is the tax we have calculated, like 0.5%. So this is the next, else if, so if income is coming in the next range, so that is greater than to 5 lakhs, and income is less than to equal to 10 lakh. Then tax will be calculated like tax equal to, so first condition we will write the same, so 0.5 multiply 2,50,000. Okay, so that is 2,50,000 plus, then next is 0.5 means 0.05 we have to write, this becoming actually 50, 0.05. Okay, so for 20% we will write 0.2, and this is now income minus 5 lakh. Okay, so this is the formula. So first 2 point, so means 2.5 to 5 lakh. So this become a amount 2.5 lakh. So that is 5%, and the remaining amount we will apply the 20% tax. So both will be the added. And
Sir, it should be tax equal to 0.05 into 2,50,000 and end में 1 should be there, no? In 2,50,000.
no,
Because till 2,50,000 it is 0%.
so that we are not adding, actually zero calculation we are not calculating. So I am just taking this 2.5 with second range actually. So what this amount is actually,
Okay, sir.
this part, just see how much range is this.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
This is 2.5 lakh now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Okay,
that
sir.
I'm adding 0.5%. After that, if our amount is more than 5 lakhs, so because of that we are calculating this. So what amount we have above the 5 lakh, so that we are calculating income minus 5 lakh and multiply by 0.2, means 20% of that.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So next last condition, so that is above, so that we can write the else things. So simple text equal to, so 0.05 multiplied with same 250000 plus, and next 5 lakhs. Okay, so 0.20, 2 or 20, you can write anything, so multiply with 5 lakh. Okay, plus now income minus 10 lakh. Okay, so this is become our expression. So in, no, sorry, how much? 30%. So point not 3 multiply. So now this become our expression. So now finally we have covered all the condition in this question statement. Now we will just simply print this. So print f, and here this time we are printing in the float format, so that percentile f, and till 2 decimal points, so 0.2. Okay, so dot 2. So then we will pass the text variable here. Okay, so this is our output statement. So this format we have required actually, so because of that we are using this. So let's see, our all the condition is written now, looks like correct. Let me run, see. Okay, so let's pass something. So 4 lakh. Oh, this is not running. Let's stop again and run. So 4 lakh. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, we are calculating the correct, and you can see our calculation is coming with 2 decimal point. So let's check with our sample test is some compiler mistake is there. Okay, so like 3 lakh. So yeah, we are getting the correct output as per our sample input. So looks like correct. So let's run this test button and see. Yeah, this is also working fine. For 6 lakh, for 2 lakh, you can see our code is also returning the same output as required. For 3, our output is also correct. Okay, your output. Yes. So remaining are also correct. So I hope this logic is clear. This is a very similar to the previous one. Nothing new. Any query in this? Any doubt? Okay. So let's move to the next question. If there no query, let me submit this.
Sir, excuse me.
Ha.
Line number 14
Okay,
at the end
one
of the line.
second. 1 second. Okay. Line number 14.
14, sir. At the end of the line, is it not necessary to put a semicolon?
This is conditional statement actually. Conditional statement to be this semicolon is not required.
Okay. It is not
Okay.
compulsory.
Only the statement this type of statement expression or this we require this semicolon.
Okay.
Because this is the condition and this is not the end point of this block actually. Where we are stopping this block, we are completing this within this statement. Okay, this is just like a one complete block we have to execute if this condition is true. So with conditional statement and loop statement, we generally not use this semicolon. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So let's move to the next third question. So in this question, ranges are not given, but some questions we have. You have to understand the question and all the conditions which are given. in the question statement, and then you have to apply. So now ATM withdrawal validator. Okay, so this is also very real life. You already used. Okay, so these things. A bank at ATMs allow withdrawal if amount is a multiple of 100. Okay, balance after withdrawal include rupees 10 bank charge. Okay, suppose if bank is taking 10 rupees charge for each withdrawal, is non-negative. If this condition is true, then only allow this ATM allow withdrawal. Otherwise, ATM will not allow. Okay. So the question is, write a program that takes initial balance. What is the initial balance we have in the account, and then amount to withdrawal, and then print the balance after transaction or print transaction failed. So, for example, the question is like we will take two input initial balance. Suppose we have the initial balance like 5,000. Okay, so 5,000 we have the initial balance we will put, and amount to withdraw. So how much amount we want to withdraw actually. So suppose I want to take the 1,000. So two conditions we need to check here, so that this amount actually should be multiple of 100. Okay, we cannot give the input like 1,020 like this thing. Okay, so this should be a multiple of 100, and as well as 10 rupees will be added in this when we are taking this, and that amount should be reduced from the initial balance. So it means 5,000 minus 1,010 rupees. So this will be reduced, and how much amount we have remaining now? So that is like 3,000. Okay, so 990, correct? So this amount is remaining. So after checking this condition, means how much amount we are like withdrawing, and just add the 10 amount on that and subtract from the initial balance. So that should not come as a negative value. Okay, then is our withdrawal is only allowed. So if this is true, if this condition, there is no problem, our amount is that withdrawal amount is correct, and as well as after subtracting we are not getting the negative amount. So what we will return, actually we will return the balance, how much balance is remaining. Otherwise, if any condition is failed, we will just print the message transaction failed. Okay, transaction failed, this message. So this is the question. I hope the question is clear.
Yes, sir.
What does the mean by separated by one space in the input format?
Okay, so separated by one space, so that one character space is there. So two value you will take like 5,000. Okay, and then one character space will be there. The another amount is like 1,000. So this is the input format, means two value we are giving in the same line, but that is separate by the one character space in between. Okay, so this first value will be read as a initial amount, and another value will be read as a withdraw amount. So this is format given that these two value are in the coming in the one line, but both are separated by the one space. Okay, sometimes you will see like this separated by comma, so that is like 5,000 comma and 1,000 like this, separated by comma. Okay, so this is the format. Here some, I think, variable is missing. So if transaction succeed, print actually balance. This part is balance. Okay, balance as integer. Just print a balance as an integer. So also our input format is balance. Initial balance is this is just okay. So there may be confusion. So this balance is just like a initial amount. Okay, and withdrawal is a what amount we want to withdraw. So do not consider this balance variable as a like after withdrawal how much balance is remaining. That we have to calculate. So we cannot write balance, or you can just put anything else variable here. So let's write the code for this. So I hope the question is clear. So let's see the sample input output. So you can see sample input is given here. So 1,000 is the initial balance, and 500 is withdraw amount. So you can see this is correct. So there is no problem. But then after that, if this all information is correct, so we are getting remaining balance is 490. 500 we are withdrawing and 10 is the charge. So total 510 will be reduced from the initial balance. So let's write the solution code for this. So, okay. Okay, so let's assign some variable, declare some variable to store these two informations as initial, okay, to read. So like int, okay, so that initial, I am just giving the name of variable initial balance. Okay, this is the one variable, and second variable is withdrawal. So that I'm just giving the name withdraw. Okay, so now two variable I have declared, and that final is like okay, so that balance is also integer, so that int balance, or you can just give the name remaining balance. Okay, these are the variables. So let's read the input. So that is scanf and then percentile d, both are the integer variable. So write percentile d space percentile d, and after that pass the corresponding variable, these values. So first value should be stored in the initial balance. So that initial balance variable we will write here. So that initial balance. Okay, and second value should be passed into the second that withdrawal amount. So that is end withdrawal. Okay, so this is the input part is done. Okay, now we have the inputs. Now just apply the logic. So just check the condition here. So if, so how we will check our that transaction, that withdrawal amount is multiple of 100. So this things how we can check.
So a reminder.
Just divide by 100 and see if anything reminder is there or not. So if, like, we will write the condition. So if that withdrawal amount and percent, this sign, and 100. Okay, if this is equal to 0, so that means this is correct. Okay, in this withdrawal amount is correct for this condition. So now if this condition is true, now we need to check the second condition. Okay, so second condition, I'm just writing the first condition is true, then I'm checking the second condition only. So here, if, okay, so this is called as a nested conditional statement. Okay, nested condition. So one inside the another, or you can check also both the things in the one statement. So that is also fine. So if second condition is after, so first condition is true, then what we will do, we will just reduce the initial balance minus what, so that is withdraw amount withdrawal plus 10. Okay, this amount I will reduce. So I'm reducing this from the initial balance if this is greater than or equal to 0. So second condition is checked. If both are true, then I'll return our solution here. Okay, so I'll return the balance actually. So that balance should be printed in the integer form. So printf, and here I'll just write the percentile d, and what amount should be print here. So that is same expression I'll write here. So that is initial balance minus withdrawal plus 10. Okay, So now this become our one expected output for this. But if the second condition is not true, so else for this, okay, so if this is not true, then we will write our one possible solution, printf, and here this is transaction failed. Okay, so this print statement will execute if our this internal condition is failed. Okay, so this second nested one, this one. Okay, first is true, but second is in not fulfilled, then this will print. And same if first is also not true, if withdrawal amount is not multiple of 100, then else part we will write here. So else for this also we will print the same thing. So print f transaction failed. Okay, so here this format. So now we have done our things. So output thing is also done inside the same logic. So I hope the logic is clear. So first condition we are checking if our withdrawal amount is multiple of 100. If that is true, then we are checking the second condition. If second is also true, then this part will print. Okay. If second condition is not true, then transaction will be failed. If first condition is also not true, so then else part will this perform. Okay, so this else is actually for the first condition, and internal else is for the internal condition. Okay, so this is just like a nested conditional statements. So let's run this code and see. Okay, so give some amount like initial amount 5,000, and okay, it become a 50,000. So let's take 10,000 from exit, and now see this amount is remaining. Okay, so this is correct. 50 minus 10,000 and then plus 10. So this is working fine. And let's see the second situation. So like 5,000. This running slowly. So like okay, so that first condition I'm checking here. So 450 like 450. Okay, so now this should print transaction failed. Okay, now the first condition we will write correct, but second condition and again 5,000. Okay, so now this time also we are getting transaction failed because 10 rupees tax charge is also required, so that will make this amount as a negative. So all situation this is working fine. So let's run this. So test case are also passed. Okay, so this is the logic for this question. So I hope this is clear. If you have any query, you can ask. Any doubt, any query in any part of this code?
No, sir.
Okay, good.
Sir, should we not initialize balance is equal to 0?
Not required. So that is not required because this is just like a one operation. So we are just getting our output in the this one operation. If this is just like a continuation operation, suppose if you are making this as a application, okay, application, then you have to maintain the remaining balance. You have to update your initial balance after each transaction. So that is the different things. For that type of case, you have to make like some multiple operation type of code. So that is, but for this task, actually, this is fine. Okay, remaining balance we are not no required for to initialize 0 because we are not printing anywhere this remaining balance. Okay, we are just checking for the condition if remaining balance is greater than or less than 0 after the subtract. Okay, so that is not required.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so this is third, and let's move to the next. Okay, so all previous three questions are based on the conditional statement. We have seen two simple conditional statement, and one is based on nested conditional statement. Okay, sometimes we require this nested condition things. So I hope you got the idea of conditional statement. Now check the loop based question. So loop means we also require the conditional things inside the loop, and this is very straight simple question. So write a program to read an integer n and print the sum of all even number from 1 to n. Okay, so question is very straightforward and I think clear. So n value is given. So suppose n is equal to suppose 15. Okay, so in this range 1 to 15, how many even numbers are coming? So that even numbers are coming in this range, like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 only. Okay, so you need to just return the sum of all these numbers. So 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10 plus 12 plus 14. Okay, so I think one of the practice assignment, one question is given like calculate the sum of all odd number. Okay, the same type of question may be asked for the odd number. So here you need a loop actually. So because here only the one input is given, this n value. So this may be 100, this may be 1000, anything. But you have to identify all the even number in this range. So you have to check the even condition for each element within this range. Okay, so you cannot directly get the answer. Like suppose if it is given 1000, so just return the sum of all even numbers. So there is no direct way, but so you have to check all the number in this range that are even or not. If that are even, just add that into your total for the return answer. So this is the thing. So because of that, this conditional checking, because in this range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this till 15, you have to perform the same operation. You have to check like this is even or not by dividing by 2. If any remainder is remaining, so not even. If remainder is 0, then even. So this operation, division operation, you have to perform with each element in this range. Okay, so when any operation which is required to perform multiple times for the given range or any requirement, so we use the loop. So loop is just like a repeated things, repeated the same things. So here we are checking the each value that is even or not. If that is even, we will add that into our result. So because of that, we apply the rule loop in the code. So to write this, let's write the solution.
So
Yes.
can we use like direct formula?
For even we don't have, but odd we have actually. So that odd for odd range
No,
we
actually, no. I am saying like that if I want to add numbers from 1 to n, then we have formula. And for
so
odd numbers, we have formula.
yes.
So from total minus odd gives that even.
Okay. Yeah, in that way you can think. Yes. Okay. So in that way you can apply your logic. If you find anything which is performing correct answer, so if performing giving the correct answer, so you can apply any type of logic. So and any problem can be solved in different way. So that is the things in the programming actually. So do not just always try to learn any specific fixed code. Just try to understand the logic and write your own always. Okay? So that improves your logical ability. So yeah, that things you can apply if you have the formula from 1 to n sum, and if you have the formula for odd number, then simply subtract the remaining parts. So that will give the correct answer. I'm writing the simple loop based, so that we want to explain the loop things actually in this code. So has include std h. Okay. So this coding is also required, practice is also required for the quiz exam or your qualifier exam, because some code based questions will be there. If you don't know the code things, concept things, that will be difficult. Okay. Because of that, do the practice for coding also. Okay, so now let's read the input. So input is simple integer one value. So that int n I am taking. So after that, read this. So scanf %ld, and that value will store inside the n variables. So input part is done. Now loop part actually. So for the given range 1 to n, we need to check all the even number and we'll add those even number into the result. So let's take one more variable so to store the result. So that int res I'm taking as a result. Here, okay, so let us show you that what is the possible error actually happens. So let's see. So I'm just making a loop actually. So for now, this is the for structure. So first part inside the for, actually we have three portion inside the structures, not this. Okay, like this, three portion we have in this structure. So first part contain the initialization of loop variable. So we takes one loop variable that actually define how much time this loop will iterate. Okay, will run. So that we suppose we are taking one loop variable that you can declare inside this loop syntax also. Otherwise, or you can also declare that outside of this loop before that. Okay. So I am just declaring this here int I, and I want to start this loop range from 1. So I will just initialize this. Okay. So this is become a I equal to 1 because I is not declared. So we have declared in within this statement also. Okay, int I, and this is called as a loop variable. And now what is the end point of this range? So that end point is if I is less than equal to n. Okay, so this is the one time statement initialization of the variable. This is the condition. We always check if this condition is fulfilled or not, and in the iteration we will increment this I variable to reach this condition to break. Okay, so what happens, suppose if input we are getting n equal to like 10. Okay, and now our variable is starting from I equal to 1. So I equal to 1 means range is starting I equal to 1. Okay, now one time this loop will run. Okay, so what we are written inside this body of this loop, that will execute one time, but after that how we will iterate this. So this is the condition to break this loop. If this condition is false, then we will sorry, if this condition is true, then we will like iterate this loop again. If this condition is become false, then we will break this loop and stop this loop. But I equal to 1, then now we are checking this condition. If this condition is true, we will again enter the loop and we'll repeat the same things again. But we required the update in this variable. So that means when this how this condition will become false, whenever I will reach at greater than n. Okay, so to perform this, we should increment this I variable. So there is a last statement, this position we use the increment or update the variable, update the loop variable. So this, for this I am just writing I plus plus. So this is just equivalent to I equal to I plus 1. Okay, so every iteration when this condition is true, we will enter inside the loop and then we will perform this part. Okay, so means increment the variable by 1. So initially I equal to 1, we will check this condition. Yeah, 1 is less than equal to 10. Okay, enter inside the loop and execute this part and will return back to here. And I plus plus. So I will become 2. Okay, so now 2 again we will check the condition. If 2 is less than 10, yes, correct. Okay, so 2 is still less than 10. Okay, then again execute the loop, then again I plus plus. So then it will become 3. So again this is true, then again enter, so 4. In this way, this loop variable value will be increment, and it will reach when it is I equal to 10. Still this is correct. Okay, next iteration it will become 11. So now 11 is not less than equal to 10. So this condition is now become false. At that time, this loop will terminate and we will move to the next statement after this. So this is the structure of the loop execution. So we are writing here. So for this question, I is less than equal to 10 and we will write here I plus plus. Now our loop structure is defined, and what we want to perform inside the loop, that we will write here. So res equal to, so res plus, okay, so we will only add the even number, so we have to write, check the condition if I, okay, so I is even, so that percentile 2 is equal to 0, then we will only perform these things. So after this, okay, so now our result equal to result plus I. So you can see if I is divided by 2 completely, so then we will add that I into result. Okay, so in this way, all the even number will be added into the res, and we will get the total sum. Let's print this and see what we are getting. Print f, and output is okay. So here this time we require some formatting, so that sum is equal sum colon 30. So that is sum colon space and then percentile d, not percentile, yeah, this one, and this is res. So let's see this. Now this part is done. So we have printed the output final res value and see if this is working fine or not. Some compiler issue. Okay, so let's write 10 and see. So now you can see we are getting this unexpected value because sum should become 30, but we are getting 32797. Why this is coming? This is coming because we have taken res variable and we are not assigning the value, we are updating the same value. Okay, so means what operation we are doing inside this variable, this res equal to res plus I. So this statement is actually reading the previous value and adding into that value. Okay, so suppose res is something, okay, is something, and we are writing this statement means res equal to previous value of this. So what is this previous value? Plus I, this statement. Okay, so this statement is actually taking the previous value, and at that time, what is the previous value if we have not assigned anything? So that is just like a garbage value, okay, and random value. So because of that some garbage value is added into this, and we are getting the result, this type of result. Okay, 32797. So to make sure that if you want to update or if you want to add the result, the current value or something to the previous value in your expression, then this maybe give you the incorrect things. But so this statement, suppose if we write like this, res equal to something, some operation like I into 10 like this, then this is not a problem because here the new calculation is directly assigned to this. We are not reading the previous value in this expression. So if anything is already assigned to the previous any random value, that will be replaced by this assignment. But here we are utilizing that previous value in our expression. Because of that, we are getting incorrect output. So make sure that for this type of operation, always initialize this with 0. Okay. So now let's run this. So this will work. What happening with this? Okay, so now 10. Let's see. Sum equal to 30. Okay, so we are getting the correct. Let's run this test code. Okay, so we are getting all the test case pass. Yeah, in chat I have someone have query like assignment already marked complete. Your submission has been reviewed and no further submission is accepted. And if to resubmit option is not coming, but submit. No, it is giving the option. Na? So at the top, resubmit button. Here you can click on the resubmit button and you will able to write again. Let me press it. So you can see now we can again write test button or submit button. Okay, so there is an option at the top. If you have submitted, there is an option to resubmit. So just click on that first and then you can try. Okay, so now this is the fourth problem. I hope this is clear. This is simple, straightforward loop. Any query in this, or shall we move? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so let's move to the fifth question. Yeah, this is very interesting question, and this is looks like easy question, but we found that most of the students, including that IITs students, also first time they actually do the mistake in this question. So write a program to print number from 1 to n. Okay, here we want to print the number from 1 to n, but some conditions are written here. Okay, so print fetch for the number divisible by 3. Okay, if any number is divisible by 3, print fetch. Okay, instead of that number. Print was for the number divisible by 5. Okay, if number is divisible by 5, then print was. If print fetch was for the number divisible by both 3 and 5. Okay, if any number is divisible by both, then print fetch was instead of that number. Else print the number itself. So this is the simple loop. So here also 1 to n value will be given to you. Suppose I am taking the example. So suppose n equal to like 20. Okay. Now just start printing from the 1. 1 to 20 you need to print. But if any number is divisible by 3, then print phase. If any number is divisible by 5, print was. If any number is divisible by both, then use phase was. Otherwise, print the number itself. So 1, you can see 1 is not divisible by anything. So 1. 2 is also not divisible by anything. Okay, so 3. Now 3 is divisible by 3. Yes. Divisible by 5. No. Okay. So we will print here fetch. Then 4 is also not divisible by anything. So 4. 5 is divisible by only 5. So that budge. This. Okay. And then 6. So 6 is divisible by 3. Yes. So fetch. And 7 is not divisible by anything. So say 8 is not divisible by anything. So 8, 9 is divisible by only 3. So then fetch again. And 10 is divisible by 5. So that is budge. And here you can see in this sequence, you can see 15. So 15 is divisible by 3 as well as 5. So that should print as a fetch budge. Okay, without any space. So this type of sequence should be print in the output from 1 to 20. Okay, so this is looking very easy, but when we write the codes, actually some mistakes is happening. So this type of order you can see for 5. So 1, 2, phase, 4 was like this. Okay. So let's see. This is also simple loop. We have to run from 1 to n, and then for each value we have to check the conditions. So what are the common mistake I'll So you.
Sir,
Hmm. Yes.
so here we will just first create a variable n, right?
Yes.
Then we define three conditions
Hmm.
like for if a number is divisible by n is divisible by 3, then
Hmm.
printf
Hmm.
bus,
Hmm.
and print if else we can use if and else also. Uh,
Yes.
if this and if not, then print as it is.
Hmm.
And then we will create one new condition like if it is divisible by 3 and 5 both,
Hmm.
then feed bus, else
Okay.
else the same number.
Okay. So that I am writing what you have said. I am just writing. Okay.
Okay.
So let's int n. Okay. Int n, and after that is scanf %d, and then read this inside the address of n. So input part is done. Now you said that write the conditional statement. So if n is divisible by 3, okay, equal to 0, right? So just print the statement. So print f, what we need to print, which, correct? And then write the second condition, else if. Okay, what you want to write here? If it is divisible by 5, correct?
Yes, sir.
And percentile 5 equal to 0. And if this is true, we will print batch. And third condition, else if you want to check both. If n is
18.
sorry, n is divisible by 3 equal to 0, and
So
if
can
n is
so can we directly write n percentile 15?
huh, okay,
Because if a
yeah,
number
that
divisible,
yeah, we can write that also. So let's see this, what we are getting actually. So this is also true. You can also write n divided by 15, so that will also work. Any number coming in between is not satisfied. 10, I think no. Yeah, okay. So let's see this. So this condition we have written, and now you said that printf which was
so like if a number is like 21, it is divisible by 3.
yes, but not divisible by 5. And else part, just print the number itself. So printf, okay, and symbol %d, and what is the I actually we have. Okay, and after each number we just write the /n, so that each number should come in the new line. Okay, /n, /n, and this is the last statement. So okay, /n. Okay, so someone raised the hand. So this, what condition, Nilesh? So that, yeah, correct. So yeah, so someone have said this code for this solution. So looks like this, because in the question statement also this order is given. Okay, so just check this first number is like 3, and then 5, then both, and then itself. So we followed the same order, and this is a very common thing. Okay, so most of have done these things. So is this correct, everyone? Let's run this.
So you haven't declared the variable I that you have used in printf.
Oh, sorry. That. Oh, we are not taking the. Oh, we required a loop also. Actually, is. Huh. So we missed the loop actually. So this things, this conditional statement should come inside the loop because we need to check this condition for every value from 1 to n. So for int I equal to like 1, okay, same, and I is less than equal to n and I plus plus. Okay, and inside this, we'll write the complete code, this conditional statement. So let's make some tab. So I think this will make clear this.
And sir, the third condition, which is n percentile 3 equal to 0 and n percentile 5 equal to 0, it should be the first one, or else the error will come.
Hmm. Yeah, so this is the thing. So let me discuss why this is happening because some of you have mentioned this sequence of the
Yes,
code.
like number 30, it is division by 3 as well as
Uh-huh. So
5
what?
as
Yeah,
15.
this. So as I said, that this is very first time if someone is writing the code, so mostly write this type of code, the same sequence. Okay. So, but we are getting the correct answer for some range. Let's see this. So suppose 10, I'm printing. So this 10. Hmm. Oh, it is printing all buts. Some major error is there means. What is this? So int. Okay, we have taken n. Sorry, yeah, we have to take in the I variable. Okay, so that is mistake. I I okay. So let's 10, and now we will see this. Yes. Okay. So now see the sequence. So 1 is fine, 2 is fine, 3 is phase, correct, 4, 5 is buzz, 6 is phase, 7 is correct, 8 is correct, 9 is phase, and 10 is buzz. Okay, look correct. But let's run this for the 15 and see. Mhm. Okay, now see. So sequence initially all looks correct. So 1, 2, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 phase, 10 bus, 11, 12 is phase. Okay, 13 is 14 is fine. But yeah, 15 you can see what I'm getting. So we are getting fitch. But 15 is divisible by both. Okay, so 3 and 5 both. So that should come fizz bus. So here actually the condition order matters. Okay, so here what question statement is given, but if we are writing the logic, that condition, that order of the conditions actually matters. So if you are checking this condition at the last, but one of the part which is already written above, that will be satisfied first because our checking sequence is from top to down. Okay, so if 15 we are taking, so we will check this condition first on that. So this will come true, doesn't matter what is the later condition is are written, that will skip actually. So because of that, for 15, the first condition become true, we got the fetch, but that should not happen. So we should write the condition in proper manner. So if any condition is like a subset of the another condition, so that should written later after that. Okay, if we have required any superset condition with the end condition, so that should be written first. Okay, before the subset of that situation. So this part actually should be written as a first condition. Then this is fine. So what we can do, we can modify this. So we can write this end here. So end, and if I is also divisible by 5 equal to 0. So this is now feasible. Okay, and make this as a if condition. Okay, so now this sequence is fine because uh, first this superset condition which we required for one situation, so that should be checked. After that, the part of that should be checked. So if you write this, so you will get a correct sequence. Okay, so now you can see for 15 we are getting Fijbus. So this is very common mistake in this question, and this is very popular question in the C. So where we found this type of order of the conditional mistake. Okay, so now if we run this, so it should work fine. So this is working fine for all 6 test cases. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Yeah, correct. Release. Okay. So let's see the last question. So submit it and last. Yeah. So now this pattern generator. Okay, so this is a right triangle. Write a program to print a right angle triangle pattern using stars for given number of rows n. Input format is simple one integer n. Output format is n lines where the ith line contains only I star. Okay, so means this is let me just understand this. Suppose if n equal to 5. Okay, so what is the output meaning here and what is the triangle things? So we should print a 5 line. Okay, so first line, second line, third line, fourth line, fifth line, like this. Okay, and each line, so this is the first line, only 1 star should be come in this line. Second line, 2 stars should come. Okay, third line, 3 stars should come, like this. Okay, fourth line, 4 stars should come, and fifth line, 5 stars should come. So what is line we are printing? The same number of stars should come on that line. So this type of triangular structure we are actually creating, printing in the output. So this is also a loop based question because we require to print the output each line. So n line means 5 line 5. Okay, if n equal to 10, so 10 lines should come in the same structure. So here actually we required a nested loop things. One loop will handle the line number. Actually we require to print n lines, and each lines we require to print that line number of stars. Okay, so one loop will handle the line and another loop will perform the task of that line. Okay, what task we need to perform at that line. So in this way we required a nested loop. So one loop, outer loop, suppose we are taking I equal to 1 2 5 like this. Okay, so for each line, for when I equal to 1, so 1 means first line we are printing. Okay, for first line how many star we need to print, so that will handle by the second loop inside this. So let's j equal to 1 1 to I we will take here. Okay, so this condition will print the things, print the star actually. So you can see when I equal to 1, j loop will run from 1 to 1, means 1 time. So this line will actually, this internal loop will print only 1 star for this I equal to 1. When you will move another next iteration of the outer loop, then I become 2. Okay, so this j range will become 1 to 2. So means 2 times this will perform. So 2 star will print in this line. Okay, so next is I equal to 3. So this j loop will run I to 3. So second internal loop is depend on the value of outer loop I. So what is the current value of I? At that number of times internal loop will run, and that loop will print the stars. So that will actually become that will handle the each line number of stars. So this is the idea of this triangle loop, nested loop we require. Okay, so later question you will also see if you want to perform some operation on matrix. Okay, matrix is 2-dimensional data, rows and columns. Okay, so one outer loop will handle the rows number and second will handle the columns. Okay, so we require a nested loop for this type of situation when we required to perform 2D things, two-dimensional things. So here also two-dimensional things. One is the line number and another is the that number of star in the column, same line, each line. So this type of situation we require a nested loop, so that we will write in this code. Okay, so here has include okay. So now let's read the input. So we have only single variable, so n. So scanf, that value we will read inside the variable d, and that should store inside the variable n. Okay, input part is finished. Now we need to print the loop. So we will just take first outer loop. So for int I equal to 1. Okay, so 1 I am taking from 1. We are just considering the line number as a 1 to n. So 1 and then colon. This line number should be reached till n. Okay, n, and then each time we will increment our I by 1. So plus plus. So this is the outer loop. Okay, inside this, to print the star in each line, we will just run another loop. So that is for j. Suppose we are taking the another variable int j. Okay, and that is also start with the same one value, but this j loop should be run till the I value. What line we are actually currently looking? Okay, so that till value. So j should be is equal to less than equal to I here. And now j plus plus, this should also be increment by 1 each time. And inside this we need a print statement that will print only star percentile sorry, star only. Okay, so this is star. Here there is no space between the stars, so that is fine. But after first line, when the all star will print in the one line, we need to move our cursor into the next line. Okay, so we require after completion of this internal loop. So this internal loop will print all the star in one line, but then we have to move to the second line. Okay, so we need another print statement, printf, that will only change the line actually. So we will use only /n to change the line. Okay, so this is the code for this problem. Okay, so first loop is handling the line number, second loop is just printing the all star in that line number, and this print statement will just move the cursor to the next line when the all star is printed, okay, in the previous line. So let's run this. Okay, so let's see 5 and see. Okay, so you can see we are getting the correct structure. Okay, 1 star, then 2 star, then 3 star, then 4 star, then 5 star. Okay, so this is the problem, and let's run this.
So we haven't added the constraint that n should be between 100 and 1.
So our code is handling this situation now. So this constraint is given, but our code is handling.
But what if somebody puts the value of n greater to 100?
No, somebody, this constraint is we will only pass the input within this range for this problem.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so question statement, the all inputs which are configured, that comes only within this range. So that should be satisfied by your problem. So there is no issue if any for any input within this range, your code is working fine, correct? So that means your code is fine. So this is the statement for the question purpose. So what input is given to the question in the test cases? What is the possibility? So your code should handle this range only. Okay, we are not giving any input out of this range. So in this range, your code should not be fail actually. That should be the validity you need to check. Okay, so now this is working fine on the all test case. So you can see 1 and 1 star. So sometimes some corner mistake is happening. So suppose if your code is some have mistake, that is working fine for 2, 3, 4, 5, all the things, but it is not working for 1. So because of that, this type of situation is there. So it means if n is also possible as a 1, and your logic may be incorrect on that. So now this is working fine. So I hope that you got the idea though. So this is the two-dimensional things you if you want to work like a matrix or two-dimensional plane, something you want to print something. So this is a nested for loop things. Okay, so how the nested loop works, you can understand from this. Okay, any query in this? So this is the last question.
Sir, as it is two-dimensional, then we created a loop inside a loop.
Huh.
And if it is a three-dimensional,
Then three nested loop you have to perform.
loop inside a loop and one more loop inside.
Yes, yes. Okay. Okay. Any query? So this is the last question. Yeah, I'm not able to.
Hello.
Yeah, just tell me.
Sir, in the last TS did a question like if I don't want to print line number 3, the line which is divisible by 3, then what we should do in this code?
No, what you said, I'm not getting. In this code, if you don't want to print line number 3 means?
No. If I don't want to print the line which is divisible by 3.
Okay, which is divisible by 3. Line number you want to skip, you are saying?
Yeah.
Only line number 3 you want to skip.
No. Which is divisible by 3, like 3
Okay, which is
and
divisible by
line
3.
number 6.
Okay.
That
Uh, okay. So you can make the condition like for this code, if you can make, so what you can write here. So if, okay, if that, mhm. So if that I, so line number is handling by the loop I. Okay, so if I is divisible by 3, we want to skip that. Okay, so in this case, what you can do, if I is percentile 3 is does not equal to 0. Okay, so does not equal to 0, this become a condition, and write this statement inside this. Okay, this print statement will also be come inside this. So now this become your code. So if your I percentile 3 is not equal to 0, then we will perform these things. If I is become is divisible by 3, then this will this part will be skip actually, because this condition will not be satisfied. So loop will run again. So let's run this and see if I just pass the 6. Okay, and see. So you can see 1 is coming, 2 is coming, but 3 star is not coming in this line, correct? Then 4 star is coming, then 5 star is coming, and 6, that last line is also not included in this. Okay, so we can just put the condition, and what we want to escape, just make the conditions. Is this your query?
Okay.
Okay.
Can you explain working of second loop step by step, just for once?
Okay. So how this code is running? Suppose I'm taking the example like n equal to like 6 I'm just giving. Okay. So how this code will work? So first is I loop is running. Outer loop Okay, so for I loop is running. So there are, what are the possibility for each value? So possible value is 1 to 6. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the possible value in this range. Okay, given range. Now internal loop J loop is running now. Okay, so J loop will run for each value of I. Okay, so for this, when I equal to 1, what is the range for J? I am writing here. Okay, what is the range for J? 1 to I. So means 1 to
1.
I. So the same 1. We have only one value for J. Okay, so we have only one value for J. So this internal loop is have only one range. Okay, so only one. So for this, it will print only one star in this line. Now this loop is completed, and our I will become 2. I will become 2. For this, J range is 1 and 2. Correct? So one star will print from this.
Okay.
Okay, and second star will print for this line.
Yes.
Now I will become 3. So J range will become 1, 2, 3. So for each value, one star will print.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Right? Okay. Okay. Anything else? Any query? So just submit. Do not just see this session to see this solution code from my side. Just also submit from your side all these solution. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That will increase your understanding on the codes. See. Okay. Any query? Anyone? Otherwise, we can close the session.
So as you wrote, like if I modulus 3 not equal to 0, then after this execute the remaining part of the code.
So what will happen if this condition is false? Okay. Then what will happen? Our execution will directly jump outside of this part. Okay, and will, so there is nothing is there. So then means next iteration will happen.
Like
If this
I
condition is true,
want-
first let's take again this range things. So I equal to now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
no,
So for one,
it is
I'm just explaining what will
for
happen for
loop
this.
is clear.
So that is, I'm just explaining this condition also. So for when I is equal to division by 3, here this is not equal to. So when you will divide 1 by 3, so remaining is 1. Okay, so that means this condition is true. So then J part will actually execute. This part will execute. Then when I become it 2, so J is again the same things. This 2 is divided by 3, no. So means this condition is true. So that J bar, this is again execute. But 3, here you will get a reminder 0. So this become a false. Okay. So for 3, the J condition will become false. This
When it
false.
become false, then what does
So we will,
the code do?
yeah. So then nothing. When the
It will
condition
return
become,
nothing.
this part will skip actually without doing anything. Because if this condition is
Like
false,
if I don't want, like
if
if
you
I
don't,
don't want to print anything,
so this part actually, everything is written inside this conditional block. If this condition is not true, so this block will completely ignored and next iteration will start. Okay, so that means no statement is there. So you're just, this is just like an empty pass. Okay, nothing will be print. Nothing will be print or nothing will execute actually. Only this condition checked. This is false. Nothing will execute and next iteration will start.
like I was thinking like if I modulus 3 equal 0, like if it is divisible by 3, then in the printf statement can be like uh,
No,
in the
condition
quotes
is here condition is
can be
not equal to 0. Then we are only executing
no,
this.
no,
Okay.
I am telling what I was thinking.
Okay. Otherwise, this is equivalent to like this. Okay, so else part, if this condition is not true, then we can just like a continue. Like this. This is also a one statement in C. Okay, if you don't want to perform anything, you can just write the continue. So if this condition is not true, so else part means continue. So that means just move to the next iteration.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So this is also
Okay,
same.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, then that's it for today. 6 problems we have done. Just also solve all these problems. Okay. Then next week is quiz, so we will conduct some revision session, maybe 1 or 2. So TA will also conduct revision session. Join all the session for revision of the quiz. Okay, and qualifier. Okay, then thanks everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.